everyone, this is Her Capricorn. Today I want to discuss some things that Capricorns simply will not waste our time on. The first thing that we definitely will not waste our time on is trying to convince others or change the mind of people who already have their mind made up about something. If you are the kind of person who just thinks that you can make everybody fall to your feet and think the same way that you think, you are wasting your time as well. And that is one thing that Capricorns absolutely do not have time for. We will never have the energy to try to convince someone of something once their mind is made up. And I mean, there's really no point in trying to do that. People have their own thoughts and their own feelings. And even if they do say they agree with you, sometimes they're only doing it just to appease you or just to make you shut up in the moment. And they're not really hearing what you have to say. And so instead of wasting our time and wasting our energy, Capricorns will just much rather stay to ourselves and just keep the peace. We know when it comes to us, Capricorns, we are not the easiest to persuade or do things that we're not comfortable with, or we're not really easily to convince once we think something is right. And I don't want to say that's a flaw of a Capricorn, but it's definitely one of the stronger traits of a Capricorn. We like to think for ourselves and we like to make decisions for ourselves. And so once our mind is made up, it is made up and there's no changing it. There's no turning it around. There's no, well, maybe they'll switch their mind and they'll do it this way. No, Capricorns are not doing that. Capricorns are not easily swayed. So being that we are this way, we kind of feel pushy when we're trying to get other people to think the way that we think. And so we learned very quickly that it's all just a waste of time, because at the end of the day, people are just going to do what they feel is right in their heart and what they feel is right. And so there's really no point. And Capricorns know this for a fact because we know ourselves. And the next thing that a Capricorn will not waste our time on is comparing ourselves to other or being envious when it comes to other people. Capricorns are not the type to waste our time on being envious or comparing ourselves. This is mainly because there isn't really anything that a Capricorn doesn't think that we can't do or something that we cannot have. At the end of the day, we are all human. We all have pretty much the same abilities, capabilities to get to where we want to get in life. And so when we do see other people have success and reach these phenomenal peaks of life, instead of being envious, our logical mind is thinking, how can I get there? What can I learn from them to get to where they are? We want to study them. We want to have a conversation with the person instead of being envious. That is where our rational mind comes into play, because if that person has gotten there, maybe there's some sauce that they can give us or information that they can give us to also help us reach those kind of heights as well. That's the first thing that pops into a Capricorn mind. We want to know if there's anything that we can learn from them. Like, what knowledge do they have that could be useful to me? That is how a Capricorn is thinking. Our mind doesn't first go to being envious or being jealous of another person, because that gets you nowhere. And that is what separates Capricorns from a lot of other zodiac signs. We truly focus on what we have going on and ways to better ourselves. And if we see people having the success or doing things that we may want to do in the future, we want to know how they got there. We want to be in their business, kind of. Not in a bad way, but only to gain knowledge and to just be able to be a sponge when it comes to being around a person that has reached success. Capricorns are very intrigued and interested in those kind of ways. And so, no, being envious isn't the first thing that comes to our mind, and it's something that we try not to focus on because it is a waste of time. Being envious hasn't gotten anyone anywhere good. So at the end of the day, you really gain nothing from being envious or hoping and wishing. You have to do the work. You have to be willing to be dedicated and to be consistent when it comes to following your dreams in life. And this is what a Capricorn definitely understands. We are the doers and the seekers of knowledge. So this is naturally what we feel when we see other people being successful. We don't even like being around other people who show these envious traits or are always comparing themselves to other people. We absolutely loathe people that compare themselves to others, especially the ones that are not willing to put in the work and the dedication and the consistency that it takes to get to where they say that they want to be. They just want to sit back and be envious and talk about other people and not willing to put in that work. And that is something that a Capricorn just doesn't like when we are in the company of other people. Instead of being envious, be curious on how you can grow and learn from whoever it is that you're admiring at that point, and life will be so much better. There's honestly no time to waste, so always make yourself useful. Always think of ways to network and to connect with other people, and just live your life. Don't compare yourself, and just stop being envious, and always be willing to learn and soak up knowledge. And the last thing that a Capricorn will not waste our time on is not having reciprocation when it comes to the love and affection that we give. Capricorns like to give those in our lives attention and affection. Capricorns are not the type to just show our emotions, just frivolously. And so when we do get around somebody who we trust and who we love, we want to show this part of us. Doing this is very special to us. But the worst thing that you can do is make a Capricorn feel like you are taking our kindness for weakness and you're not appreciating the care that we take with you. Capricorns do not show this side to everyone. Not everyone knows how affectionate and attentive a Capricorn really is. So when we do show this side of ourselves to the people who we truly care about, we want it to be received in the proper way. Like, we don't want to feel like a burden to anyone. And that's also the worst thing that you can do to a Capricorn, is making us feel like a burden. That is not going to get you anywhere when it comes to building a long-lasting relationship with the Capricorn. And if we ever feel that way in a relationship with you, we won't waste our time anymore, because at that point, there's no reason to. Showing our emotions is something that we take extremely serious, and we don't like the feeling of it being taken for granted. Capricorns don't like to close off our emotions when it comes to the people who we are close to and the people who we feel like we are building bonds with. And we also will not waste our time on someone who makes us feel uncomfortable or makes us feel like our love is too much or our affection is too much. That is never going to sit well with Capricorn. And trust me, it will never end well. So if you have a Capricorn in your life and they're showing you attention and affection, receive it, take it in, soak it in. Capricorns are not like this with everyone. And so you should honestly feel very special. All right, so down below, all my Capricorns and anyone else who is watching this video, what are some things that you simply will not waste your time on? I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this topic down below. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and you'll be sure to hear from me soon. All right, bye-bye.